Little disappointed with the wake that was put on the face from the ski. There's a lot of turbulence. Kelly mentioned it might have affected Joel. Kelly saw it a couple of times in his heat. They always have this big lap they do around the buoy to make sure they keep it nice and clean for performance. And Jordy,
I think they're just making excuses.
He just kind of got into it. I was right there. I kind of wanted it, but and then yeah, kind of went a little bit dull, kind of towards the middle of the heat, and then a huge pulse of waves came through, and I just ended up taking like the middle one and falling off on some useless little turn, and it just kept pulsing, and I was kind of kicking myself for that. But luckily, you know, those guys, I think at that point needed Mick only needed like a just under a 7 or something, and then Natty was surfing really well the whole heat too. He just kind of didn't get, I don't think, those inside connections. But yeah, you know, I just probably made 2 mistakes. I think if I can just try and clean that up, I'll be happy with my heat surfing.
A couple of more wins in the same season would be his new feat to put himself back in that world title race.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see, up and riding.
Filipe Toledo jamming the first turn. Always has that spring off the bottom and wrap to combo it up. He's starting to get that cool air drive. He'll float it. And now goes for the blowtail layback hack. Picks himself up for a sec. But he ends up getting swallowed up by the whitewater. How
quick were those 2 little bottom turns to get him into that position? That was lightning fast. Even on slow motion, that's going to look quick.
And keeps us entertained. What do you think about this start?
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty surprised that he took off on a smaller wave. There's been some big sets, and that's where all the big scores have come from. Nice turn there. This kind of looks a little bit like, you know, the Rincon section. Look at this 1, 2, right there. Those 2 little turns were lightning fast and got him into that position where most people wouldn't have even got around that section. So Filipe Toledo still got a lot of energy after an amazing heat in round 3. As he's got some work to do though. Jeremy Flores and Jadson Andre sitting at the back very patiently. Jeremy with priority.
Holding that #1 spot, beating Julian Wilson in the final on the Goldie. And here he goes looking to make a quarterfinal berth at Bells. Stretches this one out off the bottom. A speedy whip off the top and a full roundhouse cutback. Always stepping on the gas. He'll fade it and get a quick rebound. And he'll stay light on his feet. Usually makes these transitions. And now Toledo goes for the tail high rotator. Pulls it off.
Too easy. Just too easy. I mean, that was a smaller wave. You know, we talk about how the ocean is taking a breath, and you know, sometimes you've got to get busy on those smaller inside waves. Filipe is understanding that already. He knows there's not going to be a lot of set waves due to the fact that last heat just pumped. He's already started with a 3.67. He's going to back it up with another good little wave, and he's going to have his 2-wave total. So you know, you don't want to be searching for a small score at the end of the heat here at Bells.
As we check out that beautiful skyline as we glance toward Winky Pot. The Water Patrol working so hard day in and day out through chilling conditions, as we'll check out the replay of Filipe's second score.
Yeah, beautiful opening turn right there. Bang, he's got that whip off the top. And then that nice, smooth cutback, which, you know, it's becoming a popular maneuver here. You know, it's used to get yourself back into the power source. It's used to relocate yourself on the face of the wave. And as he always does, finds that inside section and goes to the air there. That was a beautiful maneuver.
And now looking out the back to see Jeremy Flores on his start. Trims a high line carve. Reaches in the whitewater for something special and ends up getting a little hung up. He falls on his first effort, and he waited about 14 minutes for that wave. Todd and Pete, thank you so much. This is the last heat of the day, and we're coming right into more action with Filipe Toledo, world #1. Bottom turns and gets a whip in the whitewater. He'll ride out of it. High line wrapping cutback, and he'll ditch the fins. That one a little too high up. He gets hung up. And now Jeremy Flores on the next wave. Lip line shows up just enough to throw a forehand arc. Quick down carve fade into the pocket. Trims it again and will rebound. Springing off the bottom and just keeping that line nice and fluid. The former pipe master goes off the bottom and just punches out the whitewater. Now here comes the turbulent inside corner. Well, jam it straight up. Framed it well, and he's out.
Well, Jeremy Flores is going to put a good score on the board. Jadson Andre out the back, Joe.
Now setting this one up. A little backside carve to start. Jaddy had a 2.0 before this. Jams it. Air drops. And now getting that board to chatter. Backside float, and he will recover out of an awkward landing. Nice round off the top. Squares up again for the backside carve. Andre searching to finish solid. And he'll close that one out. Jadson's best wave so far. Jeremy's best wave is about to lock in as well. And looks like world number one wants to get another go here. His best wave's a 5.2 so far. There's that quick whip as he blitzes the lip, punches out the fins with control. Now it's staying real soft on the shoulder. And this is where he does some fine rail work just to cover some ground. Toledo. Forward momentum on the whitewater, looking for the finish. There's the reverse rotation again to put a maneuver on a section that really didn't deserve a turn that solid. Next wave will be for Jeremy Flores with some lip line to work with. Clean form on that forward snap. Grab rail reverse attempt to match the intensity of Toledo. Jeremy's pulled some maneuvers like that in the past, but not this time. Now we'll see Jadson Andre back in position for a big vertical blast on the back end. He's already calling for something to change. It could be a backup board. He's fading. This might all be setup work just to get to the beach. So it looks like Jadson is calling for a board change at the 10-minute mark. 2 scores to come in such a heavy flurry.
Yeah, that was a... tell you what, jet ski. That's jet ski assist fault right there. They're getting back out in the lineup way too quick, Joe. It's non-stop action, and Jadson Andre opting for a pintail, looks like. He's got those nice rounded pins there, and he's going to get back out into the lineup. But I'll tell you what, the judges have got their work cut out for them right now, because you know why? There's more action out the back.
Flores already in position. He's waiting on his last score to come through. He'll blitz the first section. Amazing bottom turn and hammers it out front with a beautiful carve. Controls the slide, and now he's trying to catch up to the open face. Jeremy just kind of flowing through the pocket. Really patient on his carves. And now just trimming this one for the finishing move. Flores picks up the pace, eyes the whitewater section, and punches it out. So now we'll wait for that update. Filipe wants more. Toledo sets up his first crack off the top. He's got a great section to throw the reverse. No worries. Toledo's off the top again. This is starting to look normal now. Reverses, carve combinations. He's in a fat part of the wave, and he'll keep his rail in the water on that forehand cut back into the pocket. And now Toledo jams it out front. Could be able to force another inside turn. Blows the tail with a lot of control. Showing us so many maneuvers on one wave. A wave that was really hard to surf.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, that's the third wave now that he's just blown the tail out and done some big airs. So the judges definitely do got their work cut out. We've got about just under 7 minutes remaining. And Filipe Toledo looking really comfortable, looking smooth out here in these really tricky conditions. Jeremy Flores is looking sharp as well. Jadson Andre is just locked in a 7.10, so we've got a lot of catch-up scores. And let's have a look at the replay here from Filipe. He's picking these smaller inside ones, Joe, and they're a lot cleaner on the face. There's less bump. Look at that right there, just perfect rotation. The thing I like about Filipe, comes flying out and straight into the next turn. There's no mucking around. There's no glitches in Filipe's recovery from those airs at the moment. He has just got them on lock. And looking really comfortable out here, even in the Bells Bowl. Rincon traditionally is where he loves to surf. Watch this last turn right here to finish off. Just boom, lets those fins slide there. All so easy for Filipe Toledo. The gold jersey is looking more and more comfortable on this young man, isn't it?
Well, the transitions are beautiful, and we have to slow this guy down because he's going so fast. He seems to always use this move without a grab. All footwork and his upper body leading the whole strike.
See how the body turns around first. He's got that head spun around. He knows exactly where he wants to be. And look how smooth he comes out of this this maneuver. He probably he's doing his probably the best out of anyone at the moment.
And Jadson on the replay as well. A couple of top turn arcs to get back into the picture. He had a 7-1-0 on his second wave, Potts.
Critical surfing here from Jadson. He's got to get a giddy up and almost loses it there, but I'll tell you what, the agility from Jadson Andre, that's why these guys spend a lot of time in the off season working on that core strength, working on their flexibility. Why? Because you want to be able to pull off moves like that. This has just been non-stop. These guys are using so much energy right now. They're not really getting too much time to recover either, because the jet ski's getting them back out in the lineup, and you've got to be ready to go as soon as you're back out there. So, and surf another wave as good as you have. For these guys now, the ocean is having a little bit of a rest and giving the judges time to catch up. The 6.10 just got locked in for Filipe Toledo. That was about 3 waves ago.
Highest number so far is Jadson, 7.10. Flores is about to get a big number as well, so a lot of the story to tell in the next couple of minutes as we play catch-up. And Toledo just has to keep his focus on the horizon to answer back. Well, now Flores numbers in, an 8-point ride. Flores takes the lead. Toledo to second as they're channeling that update as quickly as they can. Jadson with priority. You mentioned his fitness level. Guys in his corner actually a couple of years ago were kind of telling him to take a little bit of time off from the gym. He was spending so much time in their training. He loved how it made him feel. Well, it's been an interesting roll in this heat. Jadson now trying to pick up the pace. A 6.08 gets him the lead. The snap on the back end. Board chattering on the bottom turn. He recovers. Late hit on the whitewater, and he'll be able to come out of that one. Remember, he made a board change a few minutes ago. And now trying to create some space. Whips it real quick in the whitewater, and now running after the last part of this wave. Only needing a 6.08. Keeping that flow down the line and maxing out the turn count.
Wow. 1 minute and 50 to go. Can Jeremy Flores hang on and post one of his best results he's had in a long time?
A long time, Potts. The last time Jeremy Flores was in a quarterfinal in the CT level was 2012 at the Coldwater Classic. This is Jeremy on his 8.0.
Yeah, look at this turn right here off the bottom, and whammo, that's what we used to see from Jeremy. We haven't seen that for quite some time. We haven't seen the confidence. We haven't seen that smile and that passion. He's got it back, and I'll tell you what, once this kid gets it going, he can be very dangerous. 8.0 for Jeremy. And I'll tell you what, we talk about that 5.17 that is going to be a wave that he's got to replace. Because right now, Filipe Toledo has just dropped to 7.37. He's moved up into first place. Jeremy needing a 5.47. Jadson, 6.83. 55 seconds remaining.
So a tough moment for Jeremy Flores as that one slips out of his fingers. Jeremy and Jadson will reroute into round 5 as Filipe Toledo keeps that gold jersey alive and well into the quarterfinals. When we come back, we'll have Todd, Pete, and Rosie talk about the matchups that come on the WSL Post Show.